Yeah! Well, all right, y'all. Come on down. Woo! They call me a coon because I voted for a man who had a plan to save this land. They told us he's going to give us some freedom, but y'all went ahead and voted for a demon. Don't matter if you're white, don't matter if you're black, because everybody's holler and everybody's whack. Honky-tonk, clapping around, baby. Go ahead and bring it down. Get it down, get it low. Come on and check that move. I wrap my head around my daughter's teacher, Mrs. Brown, went ahead and told my little daughter she had to get one of lockers. Little Susie's only thought, so you best be believing, won't be deceiving my child. Honk it, you better honk it, y'all. Clap it around. Honk it, y'all, clap it around, baby. Go ahead and bring it down. Get her down, get her low. Come on and check that move. Who the hell gets that White House of mine? Oh, it might be CGI. Or maybe it's a demon. Or maybe it's a clone. Or maybe it's Castle Rock. But I tell you what, I'm not gonna be no transhumanism robot. I'll get y'all clapping around, baby. Go ahead and bring it down. Get it down, get it up. Come on and take that move. Woo! You know I love y'all. I ain't got nothing but love for everybody in here, okay? You can love whoever you want, man. When it comes to my kids, man, get the heck off them. But hey, man, I love you, man. I love everybody. I'm top.
And welcome back, family, to another one for educating, entertaining edition of We All Be News Free Dixie for the 21st century. I just wanted to, it's a wonderful time to be alive right now and to see stuff like that and to see that there's still such a thing as comedic brilliance and it's a joy. The art of the skit is not dead or stuff like that, but we have a special guest on with us. She's very talented. Interesting, very unique person, one of a kind. The universal God and its infinite wisdom only made one per customer, and she's truly beyond category. She's got a great YouTube channel that I want to promote as well and show that right quick. And we'll put the stuff in the chat as well. Let's see. It's Donna. That's a YouTube channel. We'll post the URL in the chat as well, and in the description box. But she actually did a great interview. She interviewed me about last week. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And she got a great interview with Dr. Phil Valentine. That was very courageous of her. Actually, held Dr. Phil Valentine on the show in her first podcast, and she did a great job. She's a great facilitator of interviews. So without further ado, gonna plug in SiStar Donna. MOOR, how you doing?
Ron, how are you?
I'm good. I hope I ain't put you on the spot too much.
Oh no, you're fine. I'm just like thanks for having me on.
It's an honor to have you on. I don't know, kind of. Do you hear me well?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's like a little bit low, but I think it's fine. I don't know if
What about now? Is this better?
It's a little bit, yeah.
Okay, is this too loud?
No, it's not too loud. No.
Okay, but did that make a difference?
Yeah, I think it make a difference. I think I can hear you. I was like kind of interested, kind of low, but
yeah, I've only used StreamYard once, so I wasn't sure how to work the microphone thing. So we'll figure it out.
Okay, that's cool. So you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you really well.
Yeah, so it's awesome to have you on. It's an honor to have you on. You are truly, like I said, you're a fascinating individual, and like just an exceptional human being. So I'm interested because since you're so exceptional, somebody said they can't hear you.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, y'all definitely check her out. Subscribe to a YouTube channel. It's called Donna. Add this to
Can
the
you hear me
screen real
now?
quick. It's still kind of low. I don't know.
My sound, not
Oh,
coming.
oh yeah, yeah. Your
Yeah,
sound, yeah,
you could hear it now, or
yeah,
no? Oh,
yeah,
you can.
definitely. Yeah, we can hear it, but it's way better.
Oh, okay. I think I had the wrong things on there. All right, cool. Okay.
Okay, cool. So Donna is your YouTube channel, but I'm interested in your origin story. Like you're very like you're naturally gifted. I think storyteller, and I thought you was a stand up comedian right now. But can
Oh,
you tell us about your origin story? Like every superhero she got an origin story. So
yeah. I was adopted, so I always have like a weird. It's adopted by, I always say wolves, but they were white people, but they were nice white people. You know, there's a lot of stuff going around with all the races now, so it's always been very weird for me to choose sides. Like I know who I am as a person, but I also know my upbringing as well. Um, yeah, my mother, she used to be a social worker, and basically, I during the 80s was the crack cocaine epidemic, and I was one of those babies that was crack's in me, somebody help me. So I got put in the system for 4 years, and then I got adopted, and I lived in New York, Staten Island, and then I moved to New Jersey for middle school and high school, and then I moved to Philadelphia to pursue acting, to go to arts college there, and then I moved to Chicago to try to do some comedy, and then I came to LA, kind of slacked a little bit, but now I'm changing my views on things. As you know, everything going on, especially in Hollywood, I kind of lost my taste a bit. I mean, I still have the passion inside me, but it's just all the I saw the title of the thing, Buck Breaking, all of that and everything and more going on. It's really hard to hop in something like that right now, that when there's, too much stuff going on that needs to be adjusted and fixed.
that's cool. So what was your goal being out in, I call it Hollywood, but what was your goal? What was your top goal being out there? Like what
Yeah,
did you want to achieve?
I wanted to get back into comedy. I was doing comedy in Chicago, and then I had like a weird life obstacle happen, so I slowed down. And then I figured maybe a change of pace and a different environment would help me better. So I came out here, and yeah, I just came out here to try to do more comedy. And now I'm finally getting in the swing of things and doing more sketches. And the podcasting came along because for the past 5 years, I went down first it was the conspiratorial rabbit hole, then it was the spiritual rabbit hole, then it was like the health kick. And I wanted to bring it all together with also my, acting and comedy skills, and see if I can put it all in one. So that's what I'm trying to do now.
That's excellent. I mean, I think you're doing an exceptional job. I really enjoy your stuff on your YouTube channel. I mean, it's amazing to me. It kind of reminded me of a throwback of like the 90s era sketch comedy when it's like, I think it was very golden. I think about Mad TV when they actually had some great talent on there. And I think about, what's her name? Deborah Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that, you remind me of her a lot of ways and how you approach it, but you got such a unique style all in yourself. So who are some of your heroes and sheroes in terms of comedy or writing?
Can't not say Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle was a huge idol to me. I loved the Chappelle Show growing up, and that was like my go-to. And then I told you the last time, it's Deborah Wilson was really a big idol to me growing up. I loved Mad TV, always when she was doing the Oprah sketches and the Whitney sketches, and basically everything she did was hilarious. So those two were like my main idols. And then I enjoyed George Carlin as well.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with Carlin. I love Carlin myself. One of my favorites as well. And have you ever got a chance to meet some of your idols by any chance?
Not in person, but I did get to go to a Dave Chappelle show a couple of years ago when he performed. I think it was maybe the Forum. It was out here in LA a couple of years back. I got to see him perform. And then I'm pretty close to the Comedy Store, so I got to see a couple of comedians there as well perform too.
Excellent. Have you ever did anything like any open mic or whatever at the Comedy Store by any chance, or is it hard?
No, not yet. I'm hoping to get into that swing of things. Hopefully by next year, I'll have a little 10-minute stand-up set.
So how hard is it to write comedy? I mean, can you tell how hard, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard is it to really write some good stuff, come up with good material, great material?
Yeah, I mean, everybody has a different taste. So for me, like, I'll write jokes and then I'll be like, oh, this is hilarious. And then as soon as I speak it out, it sounds weird. And then, I don't know, it's hard.
You just gotta like just go for it and try it, and if it works, it works. A lot of it is timing as well. You know, you got to have the timing with comedy, especially.
Oh, definitely, most definitely. Like, you know, you say that, I think about what Baba Dick Gregory always say is about rhythms and stuff. And he talk about timing and he telling a joke or even anything. I mean, everything's about rhythms. Everything is run on rhythms and stuff and patterns and whatnot. And we just lost an icon in Paul Mooney as well. I mean, he wrote a lot of great material for a lot of greats as well.
Yeah,
Did a
he
lot
was.
of
I'm
work behind the
sorry,
scenes.
I didn't mention him.
Okay, cool. What did you like about Paul in particular, like his work? What did you like about it?
How raw he was, how he didn't hold back, and just when any comedian is honest and pure, like there's no way not to laugh because they're just so honest. And so many comedians, especially nowadays, are just playing it really safe because they don't want to get canceled and all of that, and it's just losing the art of like just saying whatever you want. You know what I mean on stage. Comedy is supposed to kind of be offensive, so for it to be demonized as it can't be offensive right now is absolutely crazy because that was one of the safest places to be able to speak your mind in a entertaining way for everybody to at least laugh with.
That's cool. So, like, is it tough? I mean, is there an added pressure to write comedy or do comedy in the, I guess, council culture like state of mind right now? Is it hard?
I'm sure for main comedians. For me, no. Obviously, I'm not any major comedian, so I can get away with writing whatever right now because I'm not on the spectrum of I don't have an agent or a manager of that. But yeah, it's got to be really tough for a lot of these comedians. I just went to it was a little silly. It was like a free Britney rock show thingy. They were just doing a little show, but there was comedians there as well. And there's a comedian, Adam Ray. He was really funny. There's certain comedians that can just kind of they're trying to push the line to see what they can say, and I really enjoyed his set. I felt like he was allowing himself to go there because a lot of people are holding back right now.
All right, cool. So is there like a reason why you might wait till like next year to pursue stand-up comedy because of the reaction from the crowd, or you feel like is the what the feedback will be or reaction?
It's probably me getting in my way. I just I started to finally take strides and leads this year with doing sketches and stuff. I've always just been focused on sketches, and like deep down inside I want to do stand-up, but I think I still have that little fear bubble in me like, no, sit the hell down, you're not ready. But I gotta whack that out of the way. It's almost gone. I just got a little bit of the residue left in there.
That's all right. That's all good. So is there anything you want to talk about? You can ask me a question, I guess.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm so grateful for everything that you've done. Like if I didn't discover your channel 5 years ago, I wouldn't have any of this knowledge, and it's just so amazing what you do, and you just keep doing it, and I'm so grateful for it.
Oh, yeah, the honor go both ways. Likewise.
I know you do music. How did you get started with that?
I don't know. It was an accident, really. It's funny because I got my I got a cornet. Like that's like the cousin to the trumpet. It's a different type of horn. Brass is more, I guess, darker and mellower. So I was in art school about 20-something years ago. I'm really getting old. About 20-something years ago, I was on my freshman year. It was an office worker in the art administration building. My thing was I always would say, I'm from the South and stuff. I always say, hey, how you doing? Yeah. Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. All that stuff. This is like programming. And so I was getting along with this white lady named Linda, and she was in the office and she took a liking to me. She respected me. And I don't know what happened. Like I just thought to myself, I always wanted to play a trumpet, whatever. And we just talking. I started getting the jazz that freshman year. And then somehow we brought up a conversation about her having an old cornet in her garage. And so I said, okay, can you mind giving you want to give it to me? She said, yeah, I'll give it to you. And she didn't ask for it. I just drew a drawing, little small drawing as a token of appreciation. So she gave it to me. It's like over 100 years old. It's out of tune. I'm looking at it, I'm blowing on it anyway. I don't know what type of bacteria. It's been sitting in the garage collecting all type of dust. I don't know who actually owned it. It came from her, but it was made in Chicago, I think, actually around the early 1900s. It was a Healy cornet. And so what I did that summer, I just practiced on it in my mom's garage that whole summer. Oh, wow. And I came back next year, and my friend, he's a music producer. So we went to the music studio on campus, cut some record. I still got them recording somewhere. It's kind of weird. Like, you don't know what you're doing. You just throwing stuff through, like throwing like spaghetti to the wall, see if it sticks or stuff like that. So we're just doing all type of crazy stuff. manipulating the sounds and stuff like that, which is interesting because like Miles Davis' birthday is on May 26th, and I love listening to Miles like fusion stuff because it's weird. It's all always like collage stuff. Because basically what he's doing, he's taking different sessions and doing collage. Like if he's Romero Bearden, like with art that's cutting and pasting stuff. So really like all these great classic albums came out of them cutting and pasting stuff from different sessions and stuff like that. So you might hear stuff pop up in I think it was Jack Johnson. This is from In a Silent Way, one of his other classic albums. But they was cutting and pasting. Like they was just ahead of the game. And so I was doing all that. I got lessons from a guy who was friends with one of my professors, like this Italian guy named Giuseppe Peroni, may he rest in peace. I had him as a teacher for my freshman year. Mm-hmm. We used to bump heads because he had foundational studies, whatever. Classes be 8 o'clock in the morning on Monday and Wednesday. I'm like, man, you come out the weekend. I'm not getting to class on time. I don't care what he got to say about stuff like a Spike Lee Do the Right Thing Part 2, working at Sal's or something like that. He's Italian. And I remember one day he showed a documentary on the great Sun Ra. Sun Ra birthday is on May 24th, if I'm not mistaken. It's somewhere in May. He's Gemini. And Sun Ra is the father of funk and all that stuff. Sun Ra was so ahead of the game because he was using synthesizers and stuff back in the late 40s and early 50s. And basically he set the template for what was to come with Earth, Wind, and Fire and the P-Funk and all that stuff and Prince. He set the foundation for all that. But the guy said, Sun Ra, he showed me the documentary of Sun Ra playing in Egypt, whatever. He got space pajamas on, and he got this philosophy called Spaces, the place. And he say he's from Saturn, but people say he's from Birmingham, Alabama, but he's from Saturn. And I remember I saw a documentary one time where he had a heart attack or something, went to a hospital in Philadelphia, and the nurses and other people were complaining to the head doctor of the emergency department saying, hey, man, this man keep on saying he's from Saturn. And he asked who he was. And they said, Sun Ra. He said, yeah, he's from damn Saturn. What the hell you expect? He's from Saturn. This is what the doctor said. That because Sun Ra was so amazing because, the stuff, okay, like you look at Andre 3000, right? I remember looking at Rap City back in 2000 or something like that. And Joe Claire was the host on Rap City. He was interviewing Outkast, and he was asking Andre 3000 what he was reading. And Andre 3000 said, I'm reading a book about Sun Ra. And Joe Claire said, what you know about some Sun Ra? And then 3 years later, Love Below. That stuff inspired by Sun Ra. All that jazzy, weird, outer space, cosmic stuff. You would think it was Prince, but Prince come out of Sun Ra too. So when he showed me that Sun Ra documentary, it saved my life. It just took me to another direction. And what's strange, because I was telling him, man, we became the best of friends. Because like, okay, Ron, I'm gonna make you some tapes of some classic jazz. I'm gonna cut you some Mal Waldron, some Clifford Brown, Donna Washington. I never heard of these people before. And some classic Duke Ellington. He had a huge album collection. So he'll just make me these tapes to listen to. And some fire out stuff like Albert Eiler. I love Albert Eiler, Anthony Braxton. Very way out shit. You know what I'm saying? Some traditional stuff and way out stuff. And so also he hooked me up with his friend who was his business partner. And he's a trumpet player and played with a lot of great people. So I took a couple of lessons from him, Mr. George Sams. He's still around. I got to connect with him really. He probably don't want to take credit for my trumpet playing now, but he got me. He was. I took a couple of lessons from him, but then I started getting to jazz. I started learning about how jazz played an important part in Memphis music history. Cause I used to think that jazz before I went to school was like white folk stuff, like that beatnik, like they with the barrettes and stuff like that, the beatnik stuff. Yeah, I thought it was more about that than us. I didn't know it really came out of us. So I started doing research, and all roads led back to Memphis. So it got me really fascinated. I believe my first jazz album I brought myself was John Coltrane's Giant Steps, and the rest is history.
Yeah, I love Coltrane.
You can't go wrong with Coltrane. Did you see that documentary that came out a couple of years ago?
Not the one with who played him.
Wait a minute. Now it's a.
Oh, it's a documentary.
Yeah, it was a documentary. Somebody said no audio. I hear audio. You hear yourself. I hear you.
Yes.
Let me check.
It's a documentary.
Yeah, it was a documentary. Somebody said. Okay, I hear myself. No audio. I hear audio. You hear yourself. I hear you.
Yes.
Okay, I was checking. I always have I'm paranoid like that. This weird stuff.
I saw it glitching too. I could see myself. It's like, can you see the glitching happen?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a matrix stuff. I mean, I don't know if you could do anything about it, but we could hear you.
Okay.
Well, it's a fire experience, right?
Okay, I'm gonna try to stay still. There's some robot action going on. I don't know what that
Oh, that's cool. Well, we talking about Miles Davis and Sunrise, Cosmic Slop, and all that stuff. It happens.
Oh,
And yeah,
I just discovered this. You probably Gary Toots. You know what I'm talking about?
now tell us about Gary. How you spell his last name?
Let me find it. Shoot. I think it's Tootz.
Okay.
It's like a spacey album. It was
Mhm.
from the 70s. I just figured you might know about that genre. I just
Gary
discovered
Toots.
it the other day. Let me see.
You say Tootz.
Yeah, let me look it up.
I'm always learning something new. That's a good thing. You teaching me. We it go both ways.
Oh, maybe it's Gary Bartz. No,
Gary
I love
Bartz. Okay.
Yeah, Gary Bartz. Have you ever heard of him?
It sounds loosely familiar, but tell us what you learn about him or his work.
Yeah, a lot of his stuff is really spiritual and like a lot of funk and a lot of I think the sounds that you were talking about, that like spacey sound. Maybe he was
Mhm.
inspired by the same person. And there's just
It's
a lot of
quite possible.
huh?
It's quite possible because I know we spoke on John Coltrane, and one of John Coltrane's favorite saxophonists was a guy named John Gilmore, who
Okay.
played with Songwriter for decades. I think he actually gave Coltrane some saxophone lessons.
Oh wow.
When you think about it, I mean, it's Coltrane, but Coltrane was always a student of life and of music, and he always trying to find a higher form of a spiritual expression on his horn. His thing was he wanted to spread good in the world. I mean, Coltrane was interested because he was strung out on heroin, and then he had an epiphany at the age of 30. The voice of God came to him because Coltrane come from a long line of ministers. He's from North Carolina, from Hamlet, North Carolina, raised in Philadelphia, but he come from a long line of ministers, and so I guess his music was his ministry. So I think this Gary Bartz guy, when I'm reading from him, I think he's in that same conversation as well.
Yeah.
I'll check him out though. Thank you for educating me.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the song that I really like that I think maybe your fan base will like. Celestial Blues is one of the songs that I really like from him.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out myself after we get off of here. I'll let you know what I think about it.
Yeah. Is my face still glitching? All I see is my face glitching.
It's glitching, but what can we do about it? I don't know if you could do anything. You could come in and come back out. I don't know.
I think the AI's got me already. Damn it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what's going on?
I was thinking about that movie with Joaquin Phoenix. I guess his name Joaquin Phoenix, the dude who played Joker. He got a movie called Her. I think it was Her.
Okay.
HBR.
Oh, the movie with Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You seen them before?
Yeah.
So are you really real? Are you a figment of my imagination? I could be real.
Sure. What was it? Her. Hi, you like a baby. I can't stop glitching and I don't know how to fix this. This is like, get her off, man. This is a waste.
Oh, but what's funny? It's like it's Mercury retrograde is coming up on May 29th. So maybe it has something to do with some of the stuff going on.
Is my sound still coming in or it's glitching and then
It's coming in. It's coming in.
All right. Well, how did you also get into have you ever thought about being a music teacher? You have such knowledge of everything.
That's a good question. Teacher in general. My thing is, what's funny? You see, I just want to interview about me again. You know what's funny? Not funny, but when I was in college, they used to have a nickname for me. They used to call me Mr. Unteachable. It was started by these teachers. I never had classes from most of these teachers, but they'll go around and say, "Oh, that's Mr. Unteachable. He's unteachable." And I think to myself, why am I unteachable? And one of the professors told me, well, you have your own way of doing your art. You shouldn't have that already. You shouldn't already be you. I said, what are you talking about? I shouldn't already be me. I always be who I am, who I am. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I always been me, but they make it a crime just to be you. People make you feel inadequate. They make you feel insecure just by being you. Just to exist is a revolutionary act. So it's funny you say that people assume I got not. Well, I got a lot of things that flow through me. I allow myself to be used by the universal God and other elements the flow. Like we were talking about on your show about auto writing. Like you look at Stevie Wonder, and people wonder how the hell he get all that, because God or some other element is using him to communicate all that through, and he's allowed himself to be a conduit because he had a near-death experience when he almost died.
Yeah.
And so he could dedicate himself to being used by higher power to get the message out. If you look at a lot of our musicians, like we talked about Coltrane, he talking about Sun Ra. You know, he said he was sent to the world to teach beautiful things. He said he was kidnapped by UFOs. I say he was kidnapped by the Ku Klux Klan because he's from Alabama. But if you want to say they were aliens, let's say they're aliens. They said that we're gonna give you a mission. We want you to teach the world how to love beautiful things. And there's so much like information out there. If you look at music, music is a way to teach history. Like, you know, Duke Ellington used the music to teach the history of Black people in America. Like all them songs, you think it's just dancing? Nah, he was using it to preserve our oral tradition in a way, to preserve our history. He was in a way preserving the artifacts. Same thing with Sun Ra. You know, he's telling our story through song. And you got the Black Wall Street thing coming up next weekend. It'll be like the 100 or centennial commemorating what happened to our people in Tulsa. And you got we talked about the Gap Band with Charlie Wilson. He's saying, well, it was not inspired by Black Wall Street bombing, but that's not for him to say. He's been utilized by a higher source to remind people, you know, of what happened to our people. So, you know, it's funny how things work. I don't know if I answered your question. I thought about being a teacher. I applied the traditional way of being a teacher, but I guess I utilize technology to get the lessons out now instead of traditional route.
Connect the GoPro, because have you been? I feel like I've been glitching the whole time. Is that all you see? Because all I see is me glitching.
Yeah, it's glitch. Yeah.
I just don't want to distract your fans. So let me. What do I do? Just get out of the cam thing and then come back in. Just so
you can exit out and come back in and see if that works.
Yeah, I'm sorry, everybody. I just don't want this to be obnoxious.
Don't apologize. It's different. It's life. Life is jazz. Expected, unexpected.
Told you to use Zoom, man. All right, I'll come back in. Do your thing. Sorry, everyone.
All right, no problem. You good. And we're gonna have her wonderful sister, Donna. Let's sign up to her YouTube. Oh, Donna, don't you cry for me. I came from Alabama. Well, I come from Memphis 10 with a trumpet on my knee. So we're gonna get her back in. We're gonna work on it. And thank y'all for being patient. I think we're getting out some pretty good information because life is crazy right now. Like I said, the second Mercury retrograde is coming up. The second Mercury retrograde is coming up. Yeah, she's a beautiful woman. Thank you. I've been at Pinnacle. Sound is good now. Okay, great. King BJ, I see you putting in work over there. Y'all go check out King BJ at King BJ. I think that's your YouTube, man. Let's put your YouTube in the chat, man. Thank you, brother Mark, for checking in. We'll be fine. She'll be back shortly. Thank you, Liberate. We love you madly. Thank y'all for checking in with us. Like I said, we're gonna also later on in the show, I'm gonna do the buck breaking review. Buck breaking review. I saw that. Normally I get Tariq stuff. I watch it one time. I keep it around for company. I think, you know, in my humble opinion, that Tariq, whatever you think about him, his platforms, he put out very great information in his DVDs and his documentaries. They are worth buying and it's worth supporting because it's information that needs to be circulated very heavily in our community. And the butt breaking did not disappoint. You know, great interviews. Dr. Running Shorts shine bright like diamond. He did a great job doing his thing as usual. Good to see SiStar Jay Arendelle. Also, he introduced us to people that I was not even aware of that I'm gonna check out and try to support in my own way. So if you haven't seen the butt breaking documentary, please make it your business and go see it. I think it's very important. Or buy it or whatever. Support our narrative. We got to support our media, the new Black media. We got to support it. We got to endorse it. and know that the best is yet to come. So we got a lot of things coming up. Like also, we're gonna have the Tulsa. We're gonna talk about Black Wall Street this week. I'm gonna have a show. Like me and my sister went the first weekend of this month to pay our respect to the righteous ancestors, to honor them later on, to commemorate their sacrifice, their loss. Next weekend, y'all gonna be celebrating Memorial Day. We're gonna be commemorating and remembering and talking about Black Wall Street. Do some shows this week to talk about that. It's very vital that we tell our stories from our perspective. And as we wait for Sister Donna, see if I can find something here. There's always something going on. But y'all take care of yourself. There's a lot of craziness out here right now. A lot of crazy stuff going on right now. A lot of crazy stuff going on. Y'all be kind and be thoughtful, be generous, be respectful, be loving, be forgivable towards yourself, and you practice it on other people. That's very important in this time that we live in. Just trying to make sure everything right, because you know sometimes you get tricky Wi-Fi, it get tricky. Thank you, Sister Monique, for tuning in. We love you madly. What's up, Brother John? Thank you for tuning in, holding down South Carolina. Y'all representing hard. Geechee Nation, stand up, Geechee. I'm loving Kwame Brown right now. I'm loving what Kwame Brown is doing. I am loving it. So stand up, Geechee Nation. We black and proud and aboriginal and all that good stuff. So it is so much. And shout out to Brother Ronald Truth. I did a show early today with that brother. I did a show with him, and it was fun. And hopefully when you send me the link, I'll share it with you all. Yeah, Kwame Brown is that guy. He is the man of the hour, but I'm looking forward to seeing his next moves, because it just can't be all about, in my opinion, taking down these other guys, because and it really is just not about that. They woke up a sleeping giant. They kept on poking at the bear. The bear is fighting back, but he has such a very powerful message for Black people in general and Black men in particular. It's okay to be a man. You should never apologize for being a man. And he making sure that you understand that. Because a lot of us get caught up in the sensationalism and him, you know, the clapbacks. He's very witty. He's hilarious, but he's making valid points. You know, my thing is, I don't have no problem with Matt Barnes or Steven Jackson or Stephen A. Smith. I don't really watch. I stopped watching like sports shows years ago. And I don't really care about sports right now because there's too much happening right now for me to be preoccupied with kids' games and stuff. And I'm not knocking people who love sports and all this stuff. It's like I don't care about people, what they consume. A lot of people be too obsessive about what people do with their own lives instead of focusing on your life. Let's live your life like it's golden, or make it golden. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Don't worry about that. Just keep your eyes on the prize. I'm just checking in, see she okay. Good stuff happened, man. Like I said, it's almost Mercury retrograde. Yeah, he is. He's being used as a conduit for a bigger cause. And I know a lot of people just trying to get stuck on the fact that he's going after they beloved idols. And this, you know, remember that song that Tina Turner sung in Mad Max with Mel Gibson? We don't need another hero. We don't need no more heroes. Yeah, I'm very familiar with this story. I actually went to visit his grave in Alabama. I went to his grave site and paid my respects to the ancestor, the righteous ancestor, Jimmy Lee Jackson. I'm very familiar with that story. Went to his grave site. It's on the roadside in Alabama. If you look closely, there are bullet holes in his tombstone. Let me see if I can find his picture right quick. If I can find his picture of when I went to visit him. because there were bullet holes in his tombstone for people taking target practice. So why do they fear dead black men? He didn't die for the right to vote. He died protecting his mama and grandfather. State troopers were beating up on his mama and grandfather. He didn't die just go, no, y'all can vote. He died protecting his black family. And Jimmy Lee Jackson, I want to say he was only 26 years young. He was a deacon in his church, but he got, shot and he died several days later, from my understanding, I'm not mistaken. Jimmy Lee Jackson, he's a righteous ancestor, but his death led to, to the Voting Rights Act of 65. Yeah, I found a picture. See if I can find. Put that picture up there. That's me back in February 2016, around the anniversary. Remove this. That's me at Jimmy Lee Jackson's grave, paying my respects. This is back in February 2016. That Jimmy Lee Jackson was just 26 years young, got killed by a state trooper. I think his name James Bernard Fowler or something like that. He just died not too long ago. Now, time caught up with him, karma caught up with him. I think they tried to put him in jail for it, and he got out. He didn't serve that much because he was already sick and ill. But he died. The guy who shot and killed Jimmy Lee Jackson died a free man not too long within the last 3 or 4 years. And white supremacists protect this guy. He was a real race soldier. So never forget Jimmy Lee Jackson. Myself, assuming, and we guess who we got back. Sister, oh wow, what? How? Oh, yeah, all right.
GoPro, can you hear me better or no? Whoa,
it kind of like look good. We could it's still low. It got back low again. Is the way to increase the volume.
Yeah, bear with me 1 second.
I was fine. I was just entertaining the masses here.
Okay, do your thing.
All right. Oh, wait, I just want to hear testing. Are you here? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Let me see if I
can. We got a blood moon coming up. You familiar with that? Are you familiar with that?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's weird. It's when I disconnect from the microphone, so I'm just wearing headphones for no reason. It looks silly.
No, yeah, we would never know. We thought it would be part of your setup. Nobody knows that you tell us. Yeah, so okay, it's good to have you back. It's me, Paul Mount. Are you familiar with this Kwame Brown's thing about this ex-basketball player going ham?
Yeah, I just recently today just watched his what he said about to Charlemagne, that little clip. Were you guys talking about?
Well, I've been talking about him all this week, and I talked about him in this podcast as well. I was just talking about how I'm really enjoying it, and I think what he's making it is okay to be a black masculine man, in this day and age, because people fear black masculinity, even black people, because we just had Malcolm's birthday, and folks are still afraid to quote Malcolm, and he's been dead since 1965. But it's something about being a man. Being a black man that put fear in the masses, in particular the white males, and so Kwame, being who he is, like they're trying to paint him as an angry black man, but he's been pretty quiet for the last 20 years, for the most part. Them, poking at him, making fun of him, making him a meme. But like I look at what he's saying, it's not just about him getting get back and doing the dozens, as they say, or coming out these fancy one-liners. He's making a point that it is time for Black men to not only be respected, it's time for us to respect ourselves and for our place to be known, to reclaim our place in the world. But that's just my take a little bit on it. But what do you feel about it, like what you have seen so far and what you know about it?
Yeah, I mean, from what I saw from that one clip, I was grateful that he spoke up and said something, because there's so few people that are telling the truth. And, like so many of our truth tellers, they're no longer here to spread truth. So we need as many people, like all hands on deck, to be speaking up right now, especially when they've always been like, demonizing. And, are you familiar with Dr. Delbert Blair?
Yeah, definitely familiar with him.
Yeah, he discussed on the vaccines and all that stuff that they were doing and experimenting to us. And I'm not, taking, obviously, I do believe that you are born with it sometimes. And I also do think that they also do some weird experiments that we were unfamiliar with, especially in the 80s time. They were doing a lot of that jabs on, babies and all kinds of weird stuff to put in them and to psychologically mess with their brains. And, once again, I'm not, coming at anybody. I love everybody, but it's just, there has been things done purposely for, especially with our race, with, experiments like that, and, trying to demasculate the Black male all the time, especially with TV. I mean, there's the corny ass thing that, oh, there he goes in the dress, but it's so true. Like, how many times do we have to, like, hey man, like, can you not do that? Like, can we like move forward in a different way instead of having to continuously do the same patterns of, like, I know you titled it the buck breaking thing, but that's a part of buck breaking. Like, can we discuss it already, or we're just going to pretend year after year that it doesn't exist and it's a fashion statement or something,
So have you seen the documentary Buck Breaking by any chance? Have you seen that?
I haven't seen it yet. No, have you seen it?
Yeah, I seen it. I'm gonna talk about it later on. I mean, I just thought it was pretty good. With Tariq, I try to support him. I look at it one time and put it away. I don't really. I just buy it. Okay, okay, it verifies what I've been saying. Let me just put this on the side, and just in case somebody come over, they want to watch it, whatever. But I was introduced to Tariq Nasheed, I want to say back in 2011 when I was working as a janitor. I was a janitor at this historical Black college, working for my aunt. She got her own cleaning business. So
you've been teaching there.
Yeah, but what's funny? The dude, like, I was cleaning his office. He knew who I was. It's funny how people say, "Hey man, it's Brother Rud. I know you. I follow you." I'm dumping out your garbage right now. But say, "Hey brother, man, I'm gonna give you this DVD." He burnt this bootleg Hidden Colors. Let me watch this stuff. I was amazed, man. I mean, you look at the other Hidden Colors production value went up. You know what I'm saying? But the audacity of this dude, I never heard of him. I don't think really Tariq at that time. This is back in 2011. I want to say, was it 2011? I want to make sure. I want to say it was 2011. I think it was 2011. I think it's 2011. And it blew my mind. I mean, I said every Black person must see this. Because he's telling us all this history about Black people, like world history, within 2 hours and stuff. He introduced us to Dr. Umar Johnson, Dr. Phil Valentine was in there. The guy brother known, Dr. Booker T. Coleman, Sister Sarazad Ali. I mean, he had all these heavy hitters in there, our elders, spinning this game. And I said, this got to be required watching for all Black people. He did a magnificent job of really flipping the narrative, reclaiming the narrative, creating the narrative, and really putting us in the forefront of all of that. So whatever people think or may think about Tariq, I can't take that away from him in terms of the documentaries he put out over the years that really have helped us elevate our understanding of our importance to the world and our relationship with the world. So I applaud him on that. But normally I just buy them now. After I got the bootleg copy, I brought several of his DVDs. I watch them one time and I put them to the side. Have you seen any of his DVDs or documentaries?
Of his? I'm sorry, what?
And have you seen any of Tariq's work, like any of his documentaries?
No, I haven't. I'm just now coming on to him this past year.
Yeah, I wish I could be in the same space as you and show y'all the documentaries. Mm-hmm.
Who did wasn't there an Uncle Tom? Was that him as well? I know there was a film that came out maybe last year about Uncle Tom.
I think I saw a documentary about Uncle Tom as relates to black conservatives. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
He didn't do that one. He had what Larry Elder on there and stuff. You talking about and Candace Owens? That's the one you talking about.
Yeah.
He didn't do that one. He didn't do that one. That's not him.
Okay.
But I think it's important to watch that. I thought it was well done as well because Uncle Tom is not really a sellout. He's a hero. But they flipped the narrative. It's like how they flipped the word gay to mean something else from his original intent. They always flipping and trying to feed us back to us. They'll take the health food and turn it into junk food. You know, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I like what Dick Gregory would say about Uncle Tom being a shapeshifter.
Yeah, we were shapeshifting. Like Dick Gregory said crazy shit. Like I see your tag is shit's crazy. That's how we found you on social media. No, you fine. But it's your tag, right?
Yeah, that's my Instagram name.
Instagram, shit's crazy, y'all. Shit's crazy. Check her out. She got some. I mean, she's very talented, very thoughtful, provocative, very provocative. Dick will say crazy shit about people.
Yeah.
Like on my show, he'll talk bad about Tyler Perry, talk bad about Magic Johnson, talk bad about Oprah, and then guess who get invited to screen Selma at Oprah's Winfrey's mansion? Dick Gregory, and guess who he's hugging and they all embracing Tyler Perry and Matt. I said, you talk bad about these people. He said, you know, it's the rhythm.
Yeah.
The shift. It's the shift. No, man, you would calling them out their name, man. No, it's just the shift. It's the rhythm. See how it works. See how it works. I think he got away with murder, man. This is bullshit. You know, Bill Cosby in jail. Dick Gregory just sidestepped that. They know Hugh Hefner knew Dick before he knew Bill Cosby. Yeah. And he saw Hugh Hefner left after Dick Gregory left. He left just in time for all the fun started. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I'm sorry.
Oh,
yes.
Dick Gregory in the Playboy Mansion now.
Yeah, I mean, I love Dick. You know, I love Dick. Wait a minute, let me take that back. That didn't sound right. I respect and love Baba Dick Gregory. I said I love Dick. I mean, I ain't mean like they ain't my mama's cooking right there. They ain't no part of my mama's cooking. I love Dick. But you know, Dick Gregory is interesting because people tell me well he was boule and all. Yeah, okay. I believe Dick was an alpha male. I mean, like alpha part of the fraternity. He was an alpha, I believe. Mm-hmm. I don't really care about all that. People tell me if you told me if a person come back to me years later and say, you know, so and so was military intelligence. I said, okay. He never lied about his affiliation with the establishment. I ain't talking about Dick Greg. I'm talking about other people won't tell me about. I mean, we all filthy. It's like Dick Gregory said, if you paying taxes in the system, they using your tax dollars to create bombs to drop on people, to drop on people across the planet. Don't get mad when those bombs come back to you and drop on you. You're not innocent. Nobody's innocent. We all filthy. It's like it's on a spectrum of filthiness. It's like autism is on a spectrum.
Yeah, I finally, for me, because I used to go heavy into, oh no, he's a Mason, he's in that. But I finally come to terms with, like you said, there's so many people and so many groups, and I'm starting to believe like it's what you do that when you, not that those like some of those groups are really scary, but I feel like if you're going to be in those groups, then please do the right thing. Like if Dick Gregory was in those groups, he gave so much information to us. So it's like you can't really, you know what I mean? Hate somebody too much for being in these, because they're everywhere. They're in every college, secret fraternities and all that. And it's just, it seems like it's like half of these people that we look up to are a part of that. And it's, you know, if you're going to do good with it, then cool. But if you're going to do bad with it, then obviously, you know, that's a different story.
Almost definitely. Are you part of sorority by any chance? I know you college educated.
I went to an all arts college, so there wasn't any kind of it was just art stuff everywhere, like graphic design, music, and acting and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. I mean, you are great. I mean, they should be proud to have you as one of their alumna. You call alumna, right? When you female?
Yeah,
right?
I guess. Yeah, I haven't visited college since I graduated. It's been so long.
Oh yeah, I have a little love-hate relationship with mine. I mean, they put me through a lot. They call me Mr. Unteachable, crying out loud. But so like, you know, I had a mentor. He passed away. He's an ancestor. It'd be 10 years ago this year, actually. He died on the same week of my kind of like homecoming, having an art show in St. Louis. His name was James McLeod. He was the vice chancellor. at Washington University in St. Louis, and I would talk to him, and why I'm gonna come back here for? Look how they treated me and all that. And he said, well, sir, it's not about the buildings, it's about the people. It's about the people. That's why you come back. I said, yeah, because I respect and love them so much. I did come back because of people like him. But I had some traumatic experiences. Even my graduation day, I'm gonna save for my book. But I'm still trying to work through that. It been 20 years ago. But I remember reading somewhere about Dr. Carter G. Woodson, the father of Black History Week, which turned to Black History Month. He didn't go back to Harvard for years. And, he was the second Black person to receive a PhD from Harvard behind Du Bois. They didn't even hire Du Bois at Harvard. He's the father of American sociology. I mean, he one of the most brilliant scholars this country ever produced. Whatever you feel about his politics and how he may or may not have treated Marcus Garvey. See, we all get into this one trick bag thing. It's like I talked about Thurgood Marshall being an informant for the FBI. That's true. But it does not take away from all the other stuff he done to help elevate and progress the people. I mean, everybody's contradictory. I won't say hypocrites, because hypocrite means you don't acknowledge the contradictions. But to be contradictory is not really a big deal. It just makes you human. It's like with Dick talk about safe shifting. Same difference.
Yeah. What do you feel about shape shifting? You shape shifting at night?
I probably am. I do it all the time. Like I change my voice, the way I talk. I mean, everybody in differences where your voice change. People say, you change your voice. Yeah, I do change my voice. Yeah, I do change my voice. Yeah, I do change my voice. Depends on the situation. Yeah. Well, my weight go up and down. Weight go up and down. It's like you look at I love looking at Charlie Parker. No, Charlie Parker only lives to be 34 years old, but look at how his body, like his face and his weight changed, dealing whatever he was in. Like I'm gonna kick heroin. Let me drink a gallon of wine a day to kick heroin. But if you talk to Charlie Parker, my folks, my people, my paternal grandmother, her brothers and sisters, they grew up with Charlie Parker. They all grew up with Charlie Parker in Kansas City. They knew Charlie Parker as a kid. Oh. He used to work for my uncle's restaurants and clubs in Kansas City. And he used to visit my aunt Tilly up in Detroit. She was a posse queen for the mob. And she was married to a preacher man at one point. And she was a madam. I come from some very interesting people. She hoboed her way from Kansas City to Detroit back in the 30s. I mean, she dressed as a man, went up to Detroit, found her old bishop guy, married him, got his home. She became her own carpenter. She added a second floor to her home. All this stuff weird. She was a great culinary artist. So all the jazz guys would come to her home when they, be in town, like Dizzy Gillespie or Charlie Parker. They would come to her place. They'll eat good food and get their good weed. So she'd be smoking. But she almost got killed by the Detroit mob, because what she did was she supposed to turn in a bag of money every night, whatever she, get money picked up by some white Italian dude in a limousine. And one night she didn't have their money. And so they sent several hitmen to her home. And this is like, old school cats, a lot of them gone now. My Aunt Stephanie told me this story, and she passed away last year. She used to live with my Aunt Tilly. And he said these contract men came to her home to put her out of her misery. And even one of my aunts, one of her sisters, who was a nun, she was like one of the first Black nuns at this nunnery or whatever you call it up in Baltimore. And so she was well married. She got out the nunning business, got married to this successful doctor or whatever in St. Louis. She refused to give her money. So you got to learn the hard way. I mean, that's your sister, though, man. You got these mob guys coming at your sister, but they came to collect, and somehow she left for life. They didn't kill her. But the mob told her, they said, look, we're going to spare your life this time, but if you ever get involved in our business, we're going to rub you out. So she stayed away from there, and she lived to be an old woman. She died in, I believe she's in her 80s back in 2004. I never met her before. Yeah. But they said Charlie Parker was highly intelligent. I said all this stuff. I go around the world. But getting back to Bird, my people knew Charlie Parker, but he was very brilliant. He was a high school dropout, but he could talk about anything with a level of intelligence of a college professor. If you listen, go on YouTube and listen to Charlie Parker interviews, especially when he did in Boston back in 54, I believe, with Paul Desmond, a great alto saxophonist. He used to play with Dave Brubeck. He did on the famous solo on Take 5. And he asked Bird, hey, Bird, like, how did you get so great? Were you born like this? And he said, no, Paul. He talked like that. He's very, matter of fact, I practiced for 11 to 15 hours a day for 4 years. Drove the neighbors mad. All that. This man practiced on a saxophone for 15 hours a day for 4 years. You can't help. It's like if you jack off for 15 hours a day for 4, you can't help but be great at it. Whatever you do for 15 hours, imagine if Charlie Parker had Pornhub back then. He been jerking out or be playing the saxophone. You know, he ain't had that many distractions because you go in the Ozarks and stuff. He goes, oh, you got to have mountains, get my orange soda, and I'm gonna just play the saxophone, run the chords, the key changes. That's amazing. You know, you think about it, and he's born August the 29th. It's the same day as Michael Jackson. No, they got the same birthday. Michael Jackson, Donna Washington, they all born August 29th. They Virgos. Just like Kobe Bryant, he's a Virgo. And Chappelle is a Virgo. And Virgos and Beyonce and Nas, there's a lot of great Virgos. They just got that obsessive compulsive thing down pat. And if you think about Coltrane was born September 23rd, so he's a Libra on a Virgo cusp. That's why he's so obsessive. I mean, he played. Man, I had the pleasure of meeting Jimmy Heath. He passed away last year. He's from almost 100 years old. I gave him his flowers before he died. Back in March of 2016, I went to his apartment in Queens. He used to help Coltrane. He hired Coltrane and Charlie Parker to be in his band. So he had a young Coltrane in his band. They both from Philadelphia. So he helped Bird in the band. There's a famous picture of Jimmy Heath. He's conducting the band with his back to the camera. And I think Charlie Parker has stood up to take a solo, and John Coltrane like in a daze looking at Charlie Parker. It's a famous photograph. So I talked to Mr. Heath for a couple of hours. And I don't know what the hell I'm going with this story. But
he's a conductor.
Jimmy Heath is a brother. He was a saxophonist from Philadelphia, part of the famous Heath brothers, a great music group. Or they were brothers, you know. But Jimmy was interesting because he's an alto saxophonist at first. They used to call him Little Bird because he sounds so much like Charlie Parker. So when he met Charlie Parker, he switched to tenor saxophone. And Jimmy Heath was a little small guy, man, but he's a firecracker of a guy and a great humanitarian. And just like phenomenal wisdom and knowledge. Spent so much, I mean, in a couple of hours, I got such a great feel for the man. And I was blessed to be able to be in his presence for a couple of hours in his apartment in Queens near JFK. Now, he passed away back in 2020, right before Kobe died. I think he passed away the week before Kobe died. And we also lost McCoy Tyner last year, who was a great pianist, was playing with Coltrane back in the early 60s. He was on Giant Steps and stuff like that. Brilliant piano player and all that stuff. But I don't know why I brought up Jimmy Heath and what this guy do with anything. But the thing about it is, the secret to longevity a lot of times is to stay around young people. Like what he was doing when I talked to him at the time, he was in his 90s, right? But he's playing with guys from Baltimore who are in their 30s with these young lions. And that kept him like engaged, just feel of life. You know what I'm saying? You think like he probably be winding down when you almost 100. This dude traveling back from Queens to Georgia where he lived at as well. He just playing gigs with brothers, doing festivals and living it up, going across country, teaching jazz clinics and stuff. I mean, amazing man. I'm just thinking about him now. Man, what a way to live, man, because he wouldn't know he did some hard time in prison at one point. They had a habit, had a bad habit and all that stuff, and he kicked all that. But I say all this to say, I mean, you can't judge a book by its cover. But getting back to Charlie Parker, you talk about shape-shifting, right? I'm going all over the place. But if you look at different pictures of Bird, sometimes Bird will be small and healthy looking, sometimes be really bloated. And so he just shape-shift. Like even with Billie Holiday, when Billie Holiday first started, she looked like Jill Scott. She was heavy. She was gorgeous. I liked her. She was thick. She was looking good. And then she got skinny and stuff because of all the stuff she was doing and stuff like that. But it's funny how we all shape-shift to a certain degree. Like even with Miles, with the music, he was shape-shifting. You know what I'm saying? Or sound shifting and stuff like that. But the one constant was his horn. But people say he changed, but that horn was constant. And the thing about Miles, what's interesting about Miles, that was not his normal talk. That was not his original talking voice.
Oh, no.
That raspy, no. What happened was he was talking to us about the phone and started screaming. He has like types of surgery on his throat, whatever. And the doctor told him, do not talk above a whisper. And then when he decided not to follow the doctor's directions, he talked with a whisper all his life. After that. Because you go somewhere online and find Miles Davis' original speaking voice. And you'd be surprised how it's so much different than what we know him for. That wasn't like that. You got to remember, Miles came from a life of privilege. His folks were well off. You know, his father owned a whole bunch of land. He was a hog farmer, was a dentist. His father's father was accountant for white people in Arkansas. They owned hundreds of acres of land. So he was used to going horseback riding in the summer. Like one of the first things that Miles did when he went to New York City was to find a place to ride horses. He asked a police officer, where can I go to ride horses in the city? Police officer looking like he was crazy. This nigga know about horse riding. But then you got this movie on Netflix called Urban Cowboy. But you know what I'm saying? But Miles was not like all the old school jazz guys. He came from a life of privilege, man. And what his father told him, said, son, if you're gonna do the music thing, don't be a mockingbird, be your own man. And that's what he did, because what I love about Miles, you got people that call themselves experts and critics. They'll critique his horn playing, like he's not the greatest horn. He can't hit the high notes. You know, he's not consistent. It's not about that. It's about expression. It's about having an understanding who you are and communicate that with the world. It's not about being the best of the best. You know, my thing about the best of the best is a lot of people don't respect the best. They don't. You don't appreciate. Coltrane was harshly criticized by so-called critics about his sound. They got on Coltrane's ass. It's like with Don't Loneliest Monk. They were saying horrible things about the way he played the piano. And the thing about what's funny about all this shit is that the great musicians love Coltrane and Monk. They love Monk. I mean, like the great ones. I'm talking the ones like they were like had awesome technique on their instruments. They had a whole bunch of respect for Thelonious. The critics didn't have respect for him, and the music buying public need to be educated on the greatness of Monk. But he stood his ground. He said, even if it takes you 20 years to get an audience, keep doing what you're doing.
Why do you think people weren't feeling it? Just because it was a different sound and jazz has such a distinct sound? What was?
Well, jazz is all about distinct sounds. Like the thing I love about jazz is that you can have this people playing the same instrument and sound totally different from each other. Like you take tenor saxophone, I can tell after a couple of notes or whatever, oh, that's Coltrane, or that's Sonny Rollins, or that's Lester Young, or that's Dexter Gordon, or Wardell Gray. They all playing tenor saxophone. They all sound totally fucking different. I can tell the difference between Johnny Hodges or Cannonball Adderley and Charlie Parker and Earl Bostic, because your sound is your signature. Your sound is understanding who you are, not just to understand your instrument, but understanding you. Because like to paraphrase Charlie Parker, your music is your life experiences. If you don't live your music, it won't come out your horn. So if you never been through shit, you got shit to say. You don't. And who won't listen to motherfucker? I got great technique. I can play perfect notes and shit. I got perfect pitch. Who give a fuck? Charlie Parker didn't have perfect pitch, motherfucker. They still talking about Charlie Parker. Are they going to talk about you in 100 years? 50, 60, 70 years? That's why Monk said what he said, because I love Monk. Now, I'll tell you this, though. When I first started listening to Thelonious Monk, I said, what the fuck is this shit? It was weird because the way he used space, it was very angular and abstract. But then after a couple listens, oh, this motherfucker's deep. Because like the thing about Monk was a horn player's best friend. Because the way he used space and stuff like that, you look at John Coltrane, when he played with, listen to some of the stuff he did with Monk at the 5 Spot, this legendary jazz club in New York City, or when they did the Town Hall gig. Monk took Coltrane to boot camp. He got him playing at a different level. You know, even listen to Round Midnight. Are you familiar with Round Midnight? It's a famous Thelonious Monk piece that he did. He first recorded that piece with Coleman Hawkins back in the 40s. And that piece is so powerful. I never heard a bad rendition of Round Midnight, because so many different ways to play it. It's how about you could use space, you could fill up things, but really it's about space. Like what Sun Ra said, space is a place. It's not about what you always play. It's sometimes it's what you don't play that makes a profound impact. Because Miles Davis was a master of space. He was a master, and that's why them guys excel with Miles, because he gave them the space to be themselves. You know, you give people space to be themselves. That's how you help people reach their levels, not always being on their ass. I used to supervise ungrateful motherfuckers. And they was like, he ride my ass. Ron giving you space.
Yeah.
How I run riding you? I'm trusting you to do your job. All I'm doing is give me the time and space to do my job, to check behind your ass before we go home.
Yeah.
You know, that's what Mal doing. Hey, I'm gonna give y'all space, do y'all shit. I'm gonna play my notes and do your shit. Like Coltrane was like, he was like masturbating on the saxophone. Like you just like, wow, you can't stop touching himself. And so he said, Miles, I can't stop playing. He said, take the horn out your mouth. You know what I'm saying? I just got so much to say. I just like Pornhub. But anyway, I'm sorry. But yeah, I love that shit, man. I just like people talking about black leadership. Look at the goddamn band leaders, man. The motherfuckers dealing with kleptomaniacs and motherfuckers that were like nymphos and shit and just degenerates. And yet they was able to make them unify to get a perfect sound. Dealing with all types of motherfuckers and their issues. When you get together a music band, you got bands that can't last longer than 3 months. Duke Ellington had a working band for 50 plus years. Had all types of weirdos in his damn band. I love them all. All types of druggies and shit, and they all sharing wives and girlfriends and shit. You know what I'm saying? Duke Ellington got slapped by Ben Webster and let him play again in his band. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. But like, it's not about that. It's about they believe in something that's bigger than themselves. Because like a lot of times, them guys, they don't sound as great as when they went somebody like a Duke Ellington or Charles Mingus. They got the best out of them because they drove their ass to that thing. Like Duke Ellington had trumpet players in his band that wouldn't speak to each other for 20 years. You playing like 200 plus gigs a year. You don't speak to each other. Y'all sit next to each other every night. Don't say a mumbling damn word for 20 years. This is what, and then you look at Sun Ra. I can't talk enough about Sun Ra. This motherfucker took motherfuckers nobody wanted and made them to master musicians. He was taking crackheads and all types of degenerates and shit and low lives. And I'm not saying all of them. I know them. But I'm saying like he teaching motherfuckers how to, when a tree gets struck by lightning, hey, take that tree trunk and make a drum out of it. Let me show you how to make a drum out of it. And that's what he was doing. And like he opened up a candy store in Philadelphia, feeding the black kids. Not only just the candy, but giving them some type of feeding their imagination. This motherfucker would do lectures at USC, Berkeley, and sold out, standing room, and didn't get paid for it. How the hell? You do those type of lectures, you don't get no money. Then you traveling around the world and not getting no money. Doing all this jazz stuff throughout the world, and how he getting paid? You know what I'm saying? Like he got like a whole bunch of people in his band at one time. Maybe they might get $5 if they lucky, but his band still exists. We brought him to Memphis for Jimmy Lunch for a week back in 2018. And they told me that was their first time playing Memphis. And now the guy who leads the band, his birthday is on May 25th. The great Marshall Allen, he'll be 96 years young. He got the energy of a man that's 40 years old. That man can play all night. He creates his own saxophone. He invents instruments. Has an amazing sound. And been with Sun Ra Orchestra since the 50s. And it was his people, his parents that own real estate in Philadelphia. He allowed Sun Ra to use their home as the headquarters. They're still there to this day. So his daddy gifted him that house so that band could use it as their headquarters. And they're still there to this day in 2021 in that house in Philadelphia. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm chewing up all the scenery.
Huh?
I'm chewing up all the scenery. I let you talk now. I'm getting all excited and stuff.
I wanted to do my shape-shifting Judge Joe Brown impression. Can I do it?
Please do. Go ahead.
This is Judge Joe Brown, and you all listening to News Free Dixie, and we all be the 21st century.
I think Judge like that.
He's a great man. I'm not putting any hate towards him. I love Joe Brown.
Oh yeah, what do you like about Judge? What's your favorite thing about Judge Joe Brown?
That he's honest. I love anybody who's honest. Really, that's all it takes is honesty.
Yeah, he's a straight shooter. I don't always agree with his verdicts on certain things, but he's consistent, and I like that. He's very consistent. Yep. So, anything else you want to talk about?
I don't know, man. I'm just like awkward because all I'm thinking of is the beginning of the thing where it's like.
You can't worry about that. You gotta be like a football player. You gotta be like a quarterback, a professional quarterback. Like You throw an interception in the last possession, you got to forget about it.
Yeah.
And focus on this possession. Because if you keep on focusing on so-called past mistakes or whatever or errors, you never get ahead. You be paralyzed.
You're right.
Don't be paralyzed. Keep on going, and keep on pushing. We heard you got the audio. Hell, you always rip the audio, and you still pretty shit. You still good looking. So
I'm working on some sketches. I wanted to do a Lori Lightfoot sketch.
Oh man, you got to get really dolled up for that one, right?
Oh yeah. I have the business suit, the bald cap. I'm gonna put little fuzzes on there, and I have this idea where she's cheating on her wife, and then she gets caught because she only will interview Black Republicans or only Black people right now. So I'm like, well, let's get her to interview a Black Republican, and we can act her cheating on her wife with some blonde or something. But I haven't filmed it yet. That's just an idea that I've been writing.
Yeah, somebody asked, can you do any other impressions? You got any other impressions you'd like to share?
Yeah, I mostly just do character voices. I don't do celebrity voices, but I could do a character if you want.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, this is one of my old Black band that I'm working on right now. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get together, it's real hard out here, my grandma won't tell me that I gotta get out of here. I gotta take some time myself. You know what I'm saying? This basement thing, I tell you, it's a lot, but you know what I'm saying? She's up there yapping it up. I'm like, be quiet, man. Come on. Pornhub, man. Come on. Same damn category, damn it.
You be hanging out with them guys that Skid Row out there. I know dudes like that in Memphis. That was good. Oh God.
Give me that pussy. I don't get it. She don't give it to me tonight. We ain't paying around, man. Come on, man. It's been 2 years. Come on. Get about this bitch.
I met dudes I saw a dude on Friday night, man. It was Saturday morning on busy street in Memphis. One of our busy man walking down butt naked with his basket. Shouting out. I was like, I gotta get the hell out of here. That man walking across the street butt naked. I probably was butt naked. It's like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh shit.
You should have gave him a hug. He needed a
hug. I
I
know. That's okay.
He want a hug.
He was screaming. He was talking to himself. He was mad about something. He stay out his way. I was in my car. Let me go the other way. He go left. I'm gonna go right. I ain't trying to mess with that guy. But it's funny. It's not funny. But I guess we all dealing with mental stuff. We all got our issues, right? Nobody's to me, and talk about jazz musicians. You got people like Charles Mingus, some of our greatest jazz musicians, they check themselves into mental institutions. And to me, a person who's willing to check themselves into a mental institution ain't really all that crazy. Because I think if you don't question your sanity every now and then, something might be off about you. That's how I feel about it.
Well, you're right. I definitely feel cuckoo, at least 8 times, 20 times a day, and I have to check myself and bring it back to sanity.
Oh yeah, it's very important. So how do you stay focused? What helps you to keep some sanity? What's some things you do?
I've just been writing more. I've been writing more sketches. That helps me keep sane. I do sing, for real, but I have to write more with that. I'm hoping to do some real songs this year instead of some. I do a lot of goofy songs, but I also like to sing a lot as well. So I want to get at least one real.
You're singing right now. You want to do something that you know?
I don't know. Man, come on, give me a break.
I'll give you a break.
If you want to play the instrument, I'll sing along to it or something, or your instrument.
Okay, I'll play something and you can respond to it. I'm sure I can play.
All right. We are going down the way. We are going down the way. You and I for life. be a millionaire? Put your hands in the air. Why don't you touch this dollar? I'm gonna throw it over.
All right. Okay.
Oh, I'm supposed to go again?
Oh, no, you good. You good. You don't have to go again. Well, okay, yeah, you're very interesting.
Yeah, I'm out there.
That's good. It's good to be out there. It's good to be yourself and to keep on doing you. And then the best is yet to come. So how can people, like you said, Shit's Crazy 16, right?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at shitscrazy16, or I started a new Instagram called the Donna podcast, and that's where I'm just going to put all the clips from my podcast on.
Okay. Then gonna run your Cash App, the Donna podcast. Y'all support Donna Morley.
I don't know if anybody wants to give $1 for 30 minutes of glitching, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's a process, man. You've been around, you see my stuff. My stuff is hit or miss. When you're doing live anything, you're gonna have your hiccups and stuff like that. It's not about focusing on that. Like I said, you gotta be like a quarterback and not let those so-called mistakes or setbacks get in the way of your progress towards success. Right. You're gonna have those type of things. It comes with the territory. And the people, as long as they're getting something out of it, I mean, they have been enjoying this ride that we're on, and we're not charging them anything, but it's good to support what we do. I mean, I make a fool of myself every day. Like I said, you probably be disappointed if you follow me around 24/7 because like I be this dude called me, said he was happy to talk to me. He's like, he came. I said, I just got through taking the shit and wipe my ass. I'm just like you, partner. Ain't nothing special about me. Yeah. The only thing different between me and other people that I'm willing to make a fool of myself for a difference, for a cause. I put myself out there. I don't have no safety net. It's hit or miss. Everything. And people could judge me, and I ain't gonna get mad about it. You got to develop a thick skin to be a performer, or to be in the public arena. You got to develop a thick skin, but don't lose your sensitivity at the same time.
Right. Thank you so much, Brother Ron. Thank you too much. All right.
All right. Everyone. Goodbye. All right, Sister Donna. We love you madly. Oh, stuff. All right. And with Sister Donna, y'all support her. Go to her YouTube. I'm gonna post that in the chat. And thank y'all for hanging out. We're gonna talk about Tariq Nasheed, the buck breaking thing. I got a chance to see that. Does she? I'm gonna find out. I don't know, but she's I think she's a catch. Y'all agree? She's beautiful, she's funny, and she's smart, and she's patient. That's some nice traits to have. She a Jackie of all trades, most definitely. Y'all should check out her stuff, man. She got some great stuff on there. I think she's beautiful inside and out. And if she's a brilliant mind, somebody to watch, and you can see the sincerity. So I just posted that in the chat. Let me see if I can pin this. No, I don't put no using no timeout. Okay, y'all see that, right? Subscribe. I know it's long. Let me see if I can pin it. Allow me to pin this. Okay, I pinned it. So Yeah, she cool. I like her. I vibe with her. Y'all really encouraging now. Y'all really encouraging some things. Okay, we'll see. Time will tell. But I look forward to seeing more of her as well. But let's talk about buck breaking. Buck breaking. We'll talk about that. And then we getting out of here. So far I have not been getting any complaints from my neighbors. I checked in with my landlady. See everything good and everybody's good. You know, I'm in a artist space. I have a loft downtown. It's an art space loft. My thing, I'm a creator, man. Like, you know, all creators, they manifest things. Like I was telling the sisters about being true to that own self, be true. And hopefully you all will be true to yourselves. Don't worry about what your neighbors think or your family think or strangers think about who you are and what you do. Just do you. You have a right to exist as you. To be yourself is a revolutionary act. So let me talk about buck breaking. I met Tariq Nasheed several times. Even interviewed him shortly when he was in the Ferguson area. He showed one of his hidden colors. This was back in 2014, I believe. 2014 when Mike Brown got killed. So he was there that fall, you know, connected with the people, did a hidden color screening and did a Q&A. I recorded that. It's on We All Be TV. Let me see if I can find my picture with me and Tariq Nasheed, because the brother talked about Jimmy Lee Jackson. I'll show you. I went down to the grave site to pay my respects to one and only Jimmy Lee Jackson. Thank you, Sister Mira. I was like, yeah, my maternal grandmother it actually was she cool, she bad. That was my paternal grandma's people that I was talking about from Kansas City, and her sister, my Aunt Tilly. They actually buried together now, I think. But they had her ashes. My grandma had the ashes of her sister in her possession. And she died, and my step grandfather died, who's from the country of India. So eat your heart out, Kamala Harris, or Imhoff, whatever you call yourself. I got Indians in my family too. Indians from the reservation and India from country of India. That's another story. But yeah, we got some bad people in our trees, man. I encourage y'all to look up y'all family history, your ancestry. Cause now I have a better understanding why white folks been bullying me all my life. And that's another show altogether. White folks bullied me, yours truly. But I'm still here. I shall survive and know that the best is yet to come. I'm just looking for that Tariq. I also gave Tariq a We All Be Lifetime Achievement Award when I met him back October of 2014. I'm gonna show y'all that picture. I've been bringing my receipts, y'all. I'll be all in the Moonies and the Dick Gregory's and the Tariq Nasheeds. I meet them all. I respect Brother Tariq. I don't always listen to a lot of his stuff, but I do support his documentaries and stuff because they're great for the culture. I mean, he did a lot of work for our people. And it's not about the messenger, it's about the message or the messages. So this is me and Tariq in near Ferguson. We're near Ferguson. He did a screening of Hidden Colors back in October 2014. I covered it. I recorded the Q&A. Got a chance to talk to the brother during the meet and greet, and I gave him his Lifetime Achievement Award and also a copy of my first book, James Reese Europe Jazz Lieutenant. So I've been, I discovered Tariq, a guy that was cleaning his garbage, emptying his garbage can. He recognized me. Hey, it's Brother Ron. We all be. And he gave me a bootleg of the Tariq first Hidden Colors, and the rest is history. So also I went to his Foundation of Black American Conference back in September 2020. I critiqued it. I wasn't impressed, but what I was impressed with all the black folks that showed up and showed out. And I was impressed that a lot of folks knew who I was. And even SiStar Jade Arendelle, who's also featured in the Buck Breaking movie, she had like I was a movie star. I mean, when I met her, it was crazy. Like, y'all know little old me. I'm just like I told the dude earlier, man. I just took a shit and wiped my ass before I called you. So I'm nothing special. But even Tariq joked on me last time he saw me was in June 2016 for a Hidden Color screening in Memphis. And he saw me recording the Q&A. He came on with some joke. Hey, you the guy that Dick Gregory always cursed out or something. People started laughing. But even in his crowd, people respected me. Even last time I saw Dick Gregory when he cursed me out and stuff in St. Louis, Dick saw the people come up to me and thank me for introducing them to Dick Gregory. So Dick had to give me my propers. So anyway, yeah, that's me and brother Tariq. And I'm going to talk about his buck breaking. So like I said, he got a Lifetime Achievement Award from me, as well as Dr. Umar Johnson. I respect both of those brothers. People talking about, you know, whatever, man. I'm looking at the message. It's not always about the messenger. Because like Tina Turner said in Mad Max, we don't need another hero. I don't need no more heroes. I don't look at other grown men to be my hero. I'm my own hero. I am the hero in my own movie. My life is my movie. I'm the hero. I don't need nobody to be my hero. I'm the hero. You dig? As Tariq would say, you dig? You dig? You dig? You dug? But anyway. Yeah, I think we have great chemistry too. I look forward to working with her sometime. Drive Maggie. Maybe, maybe not. I like her. She cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's interesting. See, I'm in Memphis. It's like I connect with women outside of Memphis for whatever reason. I'm a different, you know, it's kind of weird right now for me as far as dealing with women in Memphis. It's a weird phenomenon for me. I tend to attract older women. Now I'm getting older myself, so you know, I don't have a problem with cougars and saber-toothed tigers and all that stuff. But you know, you're like, hey, I won't mind having some kids. I often think about now. Maybe I should have thought it up or whore it out. I should have been a whore when I was younger, and I could get all this kid shit out the way. You know, so I just should have been banging, swinging my thing, and all type of things, and you know, should have got that out the way. I said, oh, I got grown kids now. I have to worry about, you know, trying to have kids late in life and trying to find a wife. I've been there, done that, but I don't know. God got a funny sense of humor. Like I said, my grandmother was the last child of my paternal great grandfather. And she was born when he was like 66 years old. So she was the last of 10. And she was born in 1928. And the only living sibling is my Uncle James in Charleston. And I believe he'll be 95 years old or young this year. So he's still hanging on. He's the only sibling out that generation still alive. And I met him on his 87th birthday. So I saw somebody in the comment section in one of these videos. They said they're from Kansas City, Kansas. They know about my great-grandfather's pool room. It used to be on 5th Street. So my history run deep. Like I said, Kwame Brown reminds me so much of my grandfather. I'm trying to find a picture of my grandfather right quick. He reminds me of Kwame Brown. Let me find a picture. See, I'll get off here at 10 o'clock. Scout's honor. I'll be out 10 o'clock Central Time. Oh, let me see. I can find Thomas T.J. French. Okay. Man, I love learning about this history. I wish I knew a lot of my history growing up. I know. It's like right now, the things I'm doing right now, I should have been myself, should be taking these chances years ago. The things I'm doing right now, I would have been wealthy a long time ago. I'll tell y'all something that y'all need to learn. It shouldn't take you turning 40 years old to learn it. Be true to yourself. Listen to that inner voice. Listen, develop your discernment. Trust and develop your intuition. I don't care if your intuition say you to do something or something like that. It might sound batshit crazy because everybody telling you to stay normal, to stay in your place, to stay safe. Be you and see what happens. See how that plays out and pays off for you. Being yourself, trusting yourself. Because I would have been farther along had I continued to do like I was doing in college. When they was calling me Mr. Unteachable, they was threatened by me because I was getting things done they couldn't do. They'll tell me you don't supposed to have a style. You don't supposed to have this originality at this age. Man, I did an art show that I organized myself. I got one of the top reviewers, one of the top art critics in the region to review my show and write a favorable review. And the professors would come up to me and say, you know how hard it is to get this guy to come to your shows? let alone give you a favorable review. You see, I got talent. I mean, I got work. Y'all buy my shirts, y'all buy my art prints and stuff like that. But really, at the end of the day, it comes down to believing in yourself. Because you imagine, you look at Kwame Brown, right? Kwame Brown was drafted by a god named Michael Jeffrey Jordan, right? Imagine if Kobe, who was like Michael Jordan 2.0, right? You know, Kobe, his whole game is styled after Michael Jordan, his mannerisms, the way he, pulled the tongue and how he talked. Imagine if Kobe Bryant was drafted by Michael Jordan. Do you think he could survive that? He could have, when he rests in peace. I'm saying Kobe was shooting air balls and shit. But one thing I love about Kobe, he had confidence. Yeah, he shot some air balls, but it didn't stop him from shooting. He kept on shooting until he hit. And that's why Kobe is Kobe. But I'm saying, can you imagine if Jordan drafted Kobe? You think Jordan would have been kind to Kobe? And I remember this narrative that they created about Kobe Bryant, the media did, after that rape stuff, allegations. They said he was a terrible teammate. Kobe was no terrible teammate. He won 5 championships for a reason. He was no terrible teammate. What it is he demanded a lot out of himself, and he expected other people to hold themselves to the same standards. Like Jordan demanded a lot out of himself. It's like when people write me and say, man, I'll try to introduce my friends to Dick Gregory. They were afraid to meet Dick Gregory because they didn't want to get cursed out. Because, Dick Gregory cursed me out a lot of times, and sometimes it made me angry. I felt it was disrespectful. And then, come to find out, he was dealing with all type of health challenges. That's why I don't buy into the conspiracy bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I wasn't there, but he showed me himself the devastating effects on his body from his activism, from him not just fasting. Y'all fast. He was starving himself to death. He was starving himself for justice. He was committing a slow form of revolutionary suicide for his people. So to me, I was aggravated today over some BS at a restaurant that I never experienced before. And it was some young black folks that'll give me the problem. But I had to dial it back. I said, you know what? This never happened before. This is disrespectful. They say, I'm sorry. Okay. But never happen again. I don't want nobody to put up with the shit I put up with you all this time. I didn't say shit, but people, Ron, you talk so loud. I be having grown people when I was a supervisor. They said, well, man, you talking down to me. I'm the supervisor. I'm not calling you out your name. I'm just telling you to get your work done and stop BSing me. See, I can't win for losing because it's like what Kwame was saying, people make you feel bad for being masculine, for having bass in your voice, for being strong as a man, for being a man, for one, not just be a male and to exist, but to be a man and succeed. They make you feel bad about this shit. And then when you talk about your grievance, they think you whining. Like you don't supposed to have feelings. Like a man ain't supposed to cry sometimes. It's not about you. It's okay to have feelings, but don't be complaining and not trying to work on a solution. Like I look at black people, I'm tired of don't be showing me all this Black Lives snuff porn, and you still going to accept this treatment. Don't talk about how they did Ronald Green 2 years ago, whatever, and you still putting up with how they did George Floyd 1 year ago, or how they did Dante Wright a month or so ago. I mean, don't tell me about you angry and sick of being tired, nigga. You just love it. You love this shit, man. You love them putting sticks up your ass. So don't tell me about we gonna do this and then gonna get on Snitch House and tell everybody the blueprint and get on Facebook Live and YouTube Live and scream talking about this bullshit. I don't want to hear this shit. I like talking shit. Yeah, I like talking shit. I'm from Memphis. We produce our fair share of pimps, preachers, and lawyers. We produce our fair share of people that know how to use their mouthpiece. Yeah, I do know Jimmy Hart, the mouth of the South, is from Memphis, along with Jerry Lawler. A lot of great mouthpieces come out of Memphis, man. Ric Flair is from Memphis, man. Nature Boy. Woo, woo, Nature Boy. Woo, woo, some shit like that. I'm doing all this before quiet time. I got about 9 minutes before quiet time. But the buck breaking thing, this is nothing new. My thing is I like to watch Tariq Nasheed's documentary just to confirm my research, just to compare notes and stuff. And it's always a refresher. And I keep them around just because I might have a pretty woman come over, or some young people come over, they want to learn, be a conversation piece, a conversation starter. So, yeah, It's definitely worth a watch. If you you should do watch parties, buy the DVD, support this information. This is very important stuff. Applauding Tariq Nasheed. I already gave him his flowers years ago. I don't listen to him all the time, but when the brother put out some product like this, it's worth buying because it's a quality product and it makes you think Tariq Nasheed, whatever you think about him, I got to give him his props. He's the best of the best. I didn't care a lot for the FBA conference, but the man said he gonna do something, he gonna do it, regardless of how, and that's why he got the loyalty he has, because he's a man of his word. He has integrity. He has a moral code. Now, all this stay on code, we don't have no group code. I'm sorry, we don't even have tribal codes. We don't know what the 411 is, okay? We know about Mary J. Blige's album, the 411. We don't know shit about the real code. There's no code. But I'm saying it's time to step up his man. I'll show you my picture of my great grandfather. That's why I love Kwame Brown, man. I don't know the brother, man. I know his spirit. It's like that's my great grandfather talking to me. The man got an old soul. But that's my great grandfather. I drew my picture of my great grandfather. I think y'all can still hear me. Let me see. Okay, I'm still there. But that's the Thomas T.J. French. I got that at the French reunion found. What is it? Perret. His name was actually Perret. He changed his last name to French because of the situation in Greenville, South Carolina back in the day. He actually loved his mama's cooking, that he wanted to protect his mama's cooking. And so what he ended up doing, they had a white neighbor in Greenville that lived next door. He had a bull near their property line, and and his mom had her clothesline near the property line. You know how black folks back in the day, they use a clothesline outside to dry the clothes. Forget a dryer. Let the sun be your dryer. Let nature be your dryer, right? My mama's mother, my maternal grandmother, used to have a clothesline in the backyard out there near Lincoln Park in South Memphis, Hamilton High School. People from South Memphis stand up, you know what I'm talking about. But that picture next to my drawing, that's my grandfather, my great grandfather, Thomas T.J. French. And he was a proud black man. He stood well over 6 feet tall. He was a master barber. He always carried a gun on his person. So he might have had a gun behind his back. Pull up on me, boy. You pull up on me. I got something for you, boy. I got some change for you. I got some receipts. You know, so he probably had a gun behind his back when you're posing that picture. But he killed the white man, had to leave Greenville, went to the Midwest. He met my great grandmother, who was Native American. She had a lot of Native American in her background. Her name was Ann. Married her. She was in Joplin, Missouri. They settled in Kansas City, Kansas. He had 10 kids with this woman, including my grandmother, who was, when he was 66 years young, and he died during the 1930s and the 70s. But this man was an entrepreneur. He owned his land. He had several businesses, including a pool hall that he ran. And his kids ended up becoming entrepreneurs. A lot of them ended up owning like restaurants and hotels or motels and other enterprises. So he had the entrepreneurial spirit. But when I listen to Kwame Brown, he kind of sound like how I think my great grandfather would sound. T.J. French, amazing black man. I think about him all the time now. But may that ancestor be in peace. But we are our ancestors. So Kwame Brown reminds me of my great grandfather from South Carolina, who was born into slavery back in 1862. So that's black manhood. So I respect Brother Kwame. I'm just interested in seeing what his next moves will be. And I pray that the righteous ancestors keep him safe and guided along with the universe. So God. And so, yeah, she's great. I mean, she got a lot of love in it. You know, she put her love into it and she got a lot of talent. So y'all check out the old Donna, YouTube. You can find it's hard to find because she don't got no URL that got the old Donna thing in it, but I pinned it up here so y'all can check it out. Well, Nick Cannon was Baba's favorite. Dick Gregory loved Nick Cannon. That's the thing. It's kind of interesting. Dr. Christian Gregory. Thank y'all for tuning into that show, rather. Really enjoyed that show with him. A lot of y'all enjoyed it. A lot of great feedback from you all. But Nick Cannon he had next, though. Like Dick Gregory had a lot of respect for Nick. I said Dick Gregory. He had a lot of respect for Nick Cannon. A lot of respect. He talked to me about Nick Cannon and about Killer Mike. But they got stuff to lose, man. Like Malcolm said, we the only group of people that think that our leaders should be trumpet players and singers and comedians and stuff. Not saying that we the only group of people that got, look at Ronald Reagan. He was a B-movie actor and he became president, but he was still reading lines. He was a product of General Electric, and that's another show altogether. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I mean it's a lot, but yeah, check out the buck breaking. It's worth checking out. And it's worth buying, and then to help watch parties, donate it to an institution, to schools or something like that, so they could show it and have conversations about it. So I want to thank Tariq for that. Like I said, I don't listen to Tariq all the time, not that much. I know a lot of y'all like to listen to people like Professor Black Truth and the Black Authority, Brother Tariq, Umar. I respect those brothers, but I don't really listen to a lot of people. I really listen to like this, like y'all, a lot of y'all think y'all voice don't have value. I really listen to y'all. A lot of time I might listen to y'all podcast. And instead of listening to a lot of the so-called big leaguers, like the big fish, like Dr. Boyce Watkins, congratulations to him and his beautiful bride. Whatever you may think about Dr. Boyce Watkins, he has helped people. And it is what it is. And he's done good things over the years. I know people have disagreements, but I'm not here for that either. I don't watch Boyce Watkins a lot either, but I respect all these people because they have made contributions in their own way. So that's all I'm saying. But yeah, but the buck breaking thing did not disappoint. Tariq, thank you so much for your contributions to our narrative and all that stuff. So thank y'all for rocking with your brother Ron. I think I can read a disclaimer. And we'll be on our way. And don't want to take up all y'all time. Let y'all enjoy a little bit of y'all Sunday before it get too crazy out here. I had a very good week last week, and I'm expecting to have an even better week. But y'all be aware of Mercury retrograde is among us, is before us, started May 29th. And I think it ends on June 22nd. But disclaimer, the views expressed by hosts and guests on the We All Be TV platform are not the official views, opinions, beliefs, or perspectives of We All Be News or the We All Be Group Incorporated. We All Be News is an organization that thoroughly believes in supplementing the information narrative that is usually supplied by the corporate news entities with those viewpoints and expressions which may be marginalized or ignored for a plethora of reasons. We are about informing the general public on alternative perspectives as it relates to news and information, and letting the general public be the ultimate judge in deciding on how to use said information. Informed citizens are responsible citizens. Thank you for your support, and thank you all for rocking with us. We love you madly. I want y'all to keep on producing and pushing and being yourselves. Thank you, brother Rashawn. We love you madly. She was too focused on the glitches. I said stuff like that happen all the time. Like a lot of time I be having mess up, maybe your Wi-Fi, mic ain't acting right, laptop may not be cooperating, but this is the nature of the business that we live in. And it's good to hold yourself to a high standard and just, you review, you reassess the situation like a Kobe Bryant. You look at the film, you look at what worked and what didn't work, and you improve and keep it moving. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't be paralyzed by fear. Just keep it moving, and the best is yet to come. We love you, man. I think you could receive the message, man. Keep on moving. Yeah, I think Donna, that Sister Donna, she's gonna be fine. Thank you, Sister Monique. We love you madly. That's a good question because he did have concerns. Like when Dick walked away, he had the situation with the network before all this other stuff went down. Dick was counseling Nick. He said, you know what you get into, man? Do you really know? Because like Dick walked away. You know what I'm saying? Dick walked away. Dick left a lot of money on the table, and Dick made a lot of enemies in the business. A lot of folks were still mad at Dick when he died. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say a lot of people. It was certain people in certain positions. Because look how long it took him to get the Hollywood star or get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. That's personal, man. That's politics. Because Dick did not want to stay in that lane anymore. But even Dick Gregory told you, do not follow these celebrities. He said it's not the celebrities that make history or change the world. It's people. It's just regular folks that change the world and make history, not the celebrities. So, I mean, it's just very important to take note of that. It's people like you and I putting in that work, the unsung. So, yes, indeed. We thank y'all. So, yeah, she is a great person. Sister, I mean, she definitely is. She got a lot of talent. That's why I want to don't return the favor how she did me. Y'all check out her YouTube channel. But that said, thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for your patience. We love you madly. Keep on producing and pushing. Artivist out. One love.